Hello, everybody. That still looks terrible. Mostly because this thing is all lopsided. Oh well, it doesn't matter. Even though I know that in the background. Hey, Kyle Kimmy here, and I'm here today to bring you my review of Arcane Season 1, Episode 3. Okay, so a lot happened. You know, Silco had gotten Vander, and Victor and Jace was able to prove their theory about the those crystals actually doing some good. It seems to have temporarily convinced the council about it, yeah. Well, and unfortunately, in all the destruction and unfortunately, Powder didn't listen to her sister Vi, and strap the exploding crystal to, like, one of those monkey machines that always taps with the symbols. Yeah, attached it to that, caused a huge explosion, which unfortunately knocked a bunch of people out, and I'm pretty sure killed two of them. Two of my favorite characters. And unfortunately, Vi said and unfortunately, Vander, in his last breath, took the potion that Silco had made, and even though he was able to save Vi, he unfortunately did not think of the consequences of how that thing was going to affect him, and it almost turned him into a monster. But since he remained his humanity long enough to be able to save Vi, the last of the energy out of him got sapped. He died. Vi blames Powder, and Powder was upset that Vi left her and denounced being sisters with her, and joined the enemy side. So now it's gonna be sister versus sister. I already know how the rest of the story goes, but still, it was, like I said, it was so good to see it in action, and like, I can't not be on Vi's side, but I also can't not be on Powder's side, because both of them had good reasons for doing what they did. Vi wanted to save Vander, and Powder saw that she could be able to help them, so, she set up that device. I don't blame either of them, and, Vi was emotional, and when you get emotional, you say stupid stuff, like Vi actually admitting that, saying that Powder is actually a jinx. And with Powder being so emotional, being all alone and everything, she actually said that Vi is no longer her sister. Yeah, all terrible things to say, and I definitely will say both of them are in some kind of wrong for saying that stuff and letting be fueled by their emotions. Now, I will give Vi credit that she did at first was going to go after her sister when she saw that she was near the enemy. But unfortunately, that stupid enforcer, who I hate, he is the number one character I hate. That stupid enforcer knocked her out, saying, "Oh, you can't do anything about it. Well, at least let her fight." How can you say that? And why would you even be on their side when they killed one of the officers that was working with you? It's like, dude, you're being stupid. Like all these people, all these villains. Tell me this. The whole place is on fire, right? The place is falling apart at this point. Why the heck are y'all still trying to fight? Why are y'all still trying to fight? Now y'all could say, well, the heroes did that too. Well, that's because the enemies weren't leaving, and obviously they knew the enemies weren't gonna let them go. It's like, why wouldn't the enemies run at this point? They see the place is on fire. Wouldn't they want to, get the work that's out of the place so, the work doesn't all burn to pieces? No, they just left like hundreds of files sitting in the fire. Just hundreds of files just sitting in the fire. You can see it when Vander first fell and took one of them. There are like a bunch of vials just on the floor. They just left them there. Like, I bet they probably are gonna get it later and they're gonna explain how come the fire didn't break the place apart or something. I bet they're gonna come up with some nonsense like that, but right now, I call that bull. I call that bull because that place should be falling apart. Anyway, whatever. As the point stands, like I said, I'm on both Powder and Vi's side, like many other people were. Now, I bet some people probably did. Maybe some people were not on Powder's side because the way it looks, Powder just caused like a bunch of people to nearly die, and the only reason why some of them survived or looked like they were going to survive was just because of Vi's leadership and all that stuff. They almost were gonna make it, but Powder didn't know. Powder didn't know that one of the guys was making a hole in the wall and they could have been able to escape. She didn't know that. She just thought that they were all in trouble and that she had a device that could be able to help. That's all she knew. So, yeah. As I said, it was a really good episode. Although, I'm really confused. If these 3 episodes are flashbacks, why would you go to the present now? It's like, that makes no sense. You should still be in a flashback mode. Well, why would the first 3 episodes be flashbacks and then the rest would be in the present? I feel like season 1 should have just stayed in the past because it doesn't feel like going to the present would be a good idea right now. It just does not feel right to me. That's my opinion. I bet the show is going to prove me wrong. But still, in my opinion, I feel like they should have stayed in the past for season 1, then for season 2 went into the present. I feel like that makes more sense. But whatever. It's 40 minutes at least. So maybe I'll be proven wrong. Anyway, that's all my opinions I feel for today. Have a good day. Bye.